Yup, it's time to do this again. This time we've got the Hyundai Ioniq 5. The battery's at 100%. Range right now says 519 kilometers. We're in eco mode. Odo's at 3083. Climate at 23 degrees for the both of us. No seat ventilation?
Nope.
No seat ventilation. Let's see how much we can go till this thing runs out of charge. And off we went on the D2D route. First order, drive up the first uphill section to Lavasa top. A bit of traffic but mostly smooth sailing, though there was something unusual happening.
Interesting thing that's happening, we've driven just short of 9 kilometers now and we've lost 23 kilometers of range. Are we wrapping up early today?
I hope not. One thing that I need to mention, we're not really sticking to any particular level of regen, right? So the Ioniq 5 lets you choose between level 0, 1, 2, 3. There's max and there's also a single pedal mode. What we're going to do is we're going to sort of wing it and see what level of regen feels the most natural for the drive setting that we're in, and let the car do its thing. 23 kilometers in, we started the ghats at 94% charge and 466 kilometers of range. Driving up the windy roads at 50 to 60 kilometers per hour, the 22-kilometer drive proved heavy, dropping 55 kilometers of range and 8% of charge. It regenerated quite a bit on the way back, but the range changes play some heavy mind games. Tweaking the AC settings causes significant changes in the displayed range. Just having the AC at a low speed eats up to 50 kilometers of range. So, as we've seen before, it's best to focus on the state of charge above all else.
Ghat 1 done, we were back on the highway towards the Mumbai-Pune expressway. Now Arun and I have been working together for 7 years, and there's one thing about him I found especially odd. The man makes videos for a living but doesn't have the slightest interest in movies and hasn't seen just about anything.
The Matrix?
Nope.
Madagascar?
Nope.
Ice Age?
Nope.
Gangs of Wasseypur?
No.
Sholay?
Nope.
Last King of Scotland?
That's a movie?
Blood Diamond?
No.
Slumdog Millionaire?
Nope.
Suryavanshi?
Surprisingly, no.
When was the last time you went to a movie theatre?
A decade ago.
We made the usual dash through Lonavala up to Ambi Valley. I was getting a bit restless in the passenger seat, so it was time for a quick driver swap. But immediately, we realized something important.
Here's the deal. Traditionally at this point we would be going down towards Lonavala and then turning towards our base in Pune. But the car says it's got 59% of charge and it can still do over 250 kilometers more. So...
Mumbai?
Mumbai.
So off we go towards Maximum City, which now also costs maximum toll if your car doesn't have a FASTag. A quick U-turn at Kalamboli and we were back to Shivneri mode once again. And the hot afternoon also gave us plenty of time to reflect on the Ioniq 5.
Number one, you are always very aware of the fact that this is a heavy car. Dimensionally speaking, yes, it will be similar to something like a Hyundai Tucson, a Q3, X1, whatever. But when you're going through turns, even on stuff like the bends that you encounter on the Mumbai-Pune expressway, you are aware of the weight and the sort of counter you're having to put in on those weird bumps and undulations. So that is the one point where it is a very direct effect of this car being an electric, running a large, heavy battery pack. Right. Consequently, it's also had an impact on the ride quality. And this is a very big influence that we didn't get in Goa, because on smooth roads like the expressway or DND in Delhi, absolutely fine. No issues whatsoever. It feels nice and plush. But when the roads get uneven or broken, the suspension does feel stiffly set up. It is running on 20-inch wheels after all. Then also soft on the recovery. So it's a little bit confused on that front. And it just is not feeling as lush, as compliant, as balanced as something like an Audi Q3, which in my opinion is sort of a benchmark in this price point.
Right. It also, because we've spent a better part of 6 hours inside the cabin of the Ioniq 5, I get to tell you what it feels like to road trip inside the Ioniq 5. Now Hyundai calls this an SUV. From here, it doesn't really feel like an SUV, does it?
Not really.
The best way to describe it, it feels like you're traveling on your living room ka sofa. Like the seats are mad comfortable. Like look at the cushioning on this headrest. It's nice and soft. The air conditioning, Tushar.
Yeah.
We've been on fan speed 2
Throughout.
and we've got no issues. Damn good AC, especially considering Indian conditions. And the Ioniq 5 is saying it's 39 degrees out right now. We're very comfy. Finally, storage spaces. So if you travel full house and your kids carry a lot of knickknacks, the Ioniq 5 has you covered. It's got a literal drawer on the dash. The door pads are plenty accommodating. I know a lot of auto reviewers will tell you, oh, you need big bottle holders indoors. This is what the Ioniq 5 manages to accommodate. What was the last time your car managed to store this right under the front armrest?
It's practically a weapon.
The Ioniq 5 kept raking in the miles, and while we'd spent a good chunk of the day driving already, we were far from calling it a day.
Alright, we've just crossed 300 kilometers on this drive, and Tushar's just realized something.
300 kilometers is round about the same point where the XUV 400 and the Nexon EV Max both tapped out and ran completely out of charge.
Right.
We have now extended our drive to go to Mumbai and come back up to Lonavala, downhill as well as uphill.
Yeah.
And the Ioniq 5 still says it has 30% battery and about 130 kilometers worth of range left. This is going to be a long day.
In fact, range was still in the triple digits as we approached the second toll on the expressway. So we decided to take a spin on the old highway where the charge soon dropped under 20%.
Down to the last 19% now, and there is no side effect that I'm seeing in terms of drive modes, regen or anything. So right now I'm in Eco, I can switch over to Sport and still working with this kind of performance you would expect in Sport mode. No forced regen braking whatsoever. It's not trying to forcibly recoup any kind of energy. The AC, temperature, blower speed, absolutely no impact on that either. So everything is operating in the same way as it would at say 100%.
As the sun set, we headed back towards Pune and landed straight into the evening rush hour before we even got to exit Talegaon. And soon enough, we were down to the final 10%.
Down to 10% now, and finally we've got the warning saying low battery. 386.2 on the trip, 3470 on the Odo, 10% battery, and it still says we can do 42 more kilometers. It's still not changed anything in terms of performance. The AC and everything is working fine. Sport mode of all things is still accessible, so behaviorally nothing has changed, but we are looking at north of 400, 420 kilometers easy. Nice.
And then as we circled the roads around office, the range began tumbling. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Okay, we are down to 5%, 3486 on the odometer, 20 kilometers to go as per the range displayed, and 402.3 kilometers done on the trip. We got a warning exactly at 5% saying that we need to charge immediately and power will be limited. You know what? Now as we're going uphill, I can start to feel a little bit of that power being dropped, but it's not feeling like it's not going to be able to perform or drive in regular conditions. It's just that you need to put in that little bit of extra effort to get it going in challenging conditions like uphill driving, for example.
Anyway, 4, 3. Alright, so the Ioniq 5 has 2% of charge left, 7 kilometers of range according to the onboard computer, and Google Maps says office is 7.7 kilometers away. That just dropped to 6.
This is too close. This is way too close for comfort.
Okay, office is 3.1 kilometers away. You have 3 kilometers of range.
Panic! Panic! Time to panic!
पहुंच जाएगी.
And then the inevitable happened.
Okay, power limited it says. We are officially at 0%. Range is 2 kilometers. We have 2 kilometers to go to office. I hope we make it. I think we can.
I hope so. I don't want to put it into sport mode and test anything. No, let's just get there.
Yeah, we'll get it. 1.8 kilometers to go. 1.8 kilometers to go, but battery is officially at 0%. We've officially driven it to death, but
At 430.1 kilometers, it's absolutely out of power. And it's still showing range though, 2 kilometers.
2 kilometers it's saying. So this is technically its afterlife. Come on, Ioniq 5, you can do this.
You're getting extra marks for good handwriting. Yes, power limit, I don't know, baby, please forgive me. I'll get you home. You get us home, I'll get you home. I've got such nice, tasty electricity waiting for you.
Come on. Just a kilometer, just a kilometer, 1 kilometer. कोई traffic नहीं मिले बस. Okay, lot of beeps and bongs.
Home stretch.
Home stretch, home stretch, home stretch.
One more time.
Home stretch. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You got this, you got this, you got this. Oh, range climbed up to 3%. We have 1% of battery again.
No, it's 1 kilometer.
No, it will come up. Oof. I want to check my heart rate.
Are you recording all this?
I think is. Are you recording? Yeah.
It's a lot of chatter.
Oh. 110 BPM. Yeah. Range anxiety is a real thing. Tushar, what's your heart rate?
Well, I'm driving, so it might be more. 93.
Oh, I'm at 124. Clearly, I'm the more anxious one.
Because, experienced drivers, we understand.
Oh, shut up!
We understand
Just get
cars
us to office.
better than you amateurs.
Office. Chup.
We take experience for granted.
Chalo, now home stretch yaar, office pahunch gaye. Yeah, it would possibly do maybe another kilometer max. Do you want to go? Try.
Experienced driver के हाथ से जो मार खाएगा ना तो
चल ना ब्रो, क्या होगा? हुआ कुछ नहीं, पहुंच गए ऑफिस, सही सलामत.
So here are the stats after a 12.5-hour drive day in drive conditions that were very challenging and very unique in themselves, with no change in the car's behavior right down till the last percentage point. We are at 432 kilometers done, past death technically, with 3515 kilometers on the odometer and absolute 0% charge.
And what we put the Ioniq 5 through wasn't really easy. We started at Baner. We went up Lavasa, came down Lavasa, went on to the expressway, went up Ambi, came down Ambi, went to complete the expressway, turned around, came back up to Pune, went on to the old highway to Talegaon, then battled Pune's rush hour for good measure. So, not easy, but the Ioniq 5 did it.
Yeah, so with these kind of extreme drive conditions, could be more or less called the worst case scenario if it's managing 430. If your commute is going to be largely within the city confines, don't be surprised if this thing hits or crosses 500 kilometers on a full charge, which means you won't be charging up as often as you might have imagined.
So we've basically proved that it will do 430, worst case scenario, 500 on a good day, you say. So that's effectively the same tank range as a luxury petrol SUV that's similarly priced.